Now, generally speaking, data models will contain two types of tables. You've got fact or data tables and dimension or lookup tables. And you'll hear us use these terms fact and data or dimension and lookup pretty much interchangeably throughout the course. Now, the way to distinguish between these two types of tables is that fact tables contain numbers, those numerical values or those metrics that you want to analyze or use for summarization or aggregation. So these are things you can count, right? Like sales, orders, transactions, page views, etc. On the other hand, dimension tables contain descriptive, typically text-based attributes that you use for filtering or grouping those values. So you might want to break down your sales or your orders by product, by customer, by day, by store, and so on and so forth. And dimension tables are what allow you to do that. So let's show a quick example here. This is an example of a fact table. We've got quantity values there in the third column, along with fields that give us information about those transactions or those quantities sold, the date they were sold, and the product that was sold. We might also have dimension or lookup tables like these. In green, we have a calendar lookup table that contains attributes about each date, right? So each row or record of this table represents one unique date. And if you know the date, you also know all of these additional attributes, like the day of the month number, the year, the weekday, and so on and so forth. Similar story with our product lookup table in orange. That table contains attributes about each individual product ID in that first column, because by definition, if you know the product ID, you also can figure out the brand, the product name, the SKU, the retail price, cost, weight, and any other product-specific attribute that this table might contain. Now, you may have noticed that there are some shared fields between these tables, and those shared fields or keys will allow us to connect or create relationships between them and form a proper data model. So for instance, both the calendar lookup and our fact table contain a date column, and our product lookup and fact table contain a product ID column. Because we have these shared columns or keys, that's what will allow us to break down those quantity values from our fact table using any field from either the calendar lookup or the product lookup table. So next up, we're going to dig into this concept a little bit deeper and specifically talk about the difference between primary and foreign keys. Stay tuned.